No prompter.
What do we do without
This is
prompter?
Brittany Flowers Uncut on the
hands?
podcast, on the Real Albuquerque podcast. Brittany Flowers Uncut, no prompter. No scripts here.
No scripts.
Was there a script?
Don't know what to do with our hands.
What do we do with the hands? If you're listening, if you're doing this via audio, we're moving our hands around like crazy people.
Yes.
We talked with Brittany about her journey to become the face of Fox, her current journey now of being Kasa Style co-host.
Yeah.
Right? And how you can maybe do this yourself and how she's still struggling. Well, I don't know. Well, I mean...
Oh, it's still a struggle.
I mean, how you're trying to keep moving yourself forward through the adversity you're facing.
Yeah.
All on the surface, it's like, okay, Brittany got this whole great thing overnight, kind of.
Yeah.
But now she's attacking it and trying to better herself in the craft.
Not everything is sunshine and roses. I don't know if that's a saying.
It is.
But even when it is for a moment, it's still difficult after that.
Well,
you gotta make it through the rain. Sometimes it starts with sun, and then there's rain, and then there's sun.
No,
but
then
sometimes
there's the
it's
rainbow.
Just rain, and then
That's what they say. You have to have a storm before you can have the rainbow.
Yeah.
Or sometimes
you have the sun, and then like my winning the sun, then storm, then rainbow.
Yeah, that's true. Or if you're like
then hurricane.
Tornado. Or like you said, if you're religious, you have to go through the valleys to get to the mountains.
Yes.
Right? That's a scripture. I don't know which one. Audrey always says, "Don't give up." Right? That's her phrase for the week.
Direct quote.
We haven't changed the phrase of the week yet.
Oh, do you change it?
Yeah, we are going to change it. This has been Don't Give Up's been here for a while, so we'll change it next week.
Accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Chloe, the producer cat's gonna hit you with the intro and the music. Wait for 5 to 10 seconds.
My favorite song.
You like that song?
Yeah.
Oh, it's catchy.
It is really catchy.
I've heard that from a lot of people. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Chloe was on her little cat piano doing that, so she made that.
Talented.
Yeah. So 5 to 10 seconds, you're gonna hear the music. Then you're gonna hear Brittany Flowers Uncut. We're a 45, 50-minute episode. It's a lot of fun. We had a great time.
Yes, thank you.
And we had the burritos. So that's another video. We'll link that up. All right, guys. Chloe, hit the music.
Is like if sometimes you like feel like you're going to.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I'm terrified.
Yeah, not on air.
Yeah, I would die. Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Chris Martin with The Real Albuquerque. We have Brittany Flowers, former face of Fox, now Kasa Style?
Kasa Style,
yeah. I had to correct myself. Kasa Style co-host, Monday through Friday on Kasa Fox 2, 9 to 10 a.m., right?
Yes,
or, like you said, you can click on the little watch live link on the website.
Yeah, so if you get on at 9 a.m.
Do they have past shows we can watch? Do you have like an archive?
Oh, totally. So I'm actually one of the people, I am the person that uploads every segment that we have on our show.
Because you're the technophile?
Well, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it's my job.
Got it.
And I enjoy it. It's fun.
Are they on YouTube?
They're on YouTube. They are.
Oh, so I can watch on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
They're on YouTube. They're on our website, all over the place.
So we'll link that up in the description below. You can check out. If you're listening to us via audio, you're not going to have that link. Well, it'll be in the podcast link.
Sorry, we're making funny faces.
Yeah, you're missing out on the funny faces. You're missing out on Chloe being Chloe Cat, the producer. Brittany and I just did the burrito review. Check out who won. It was with... Well, I'm not going to... Well, you're going to know because of Tile, right? It's with Duran's station, right? And Monroe's.
Yeah.
Try to keep it all secret, but it's only secret to us now.
Yeah.
Once you put it in the title, everybody knows. So.
Yeah.
But really good. Find out which one we like the most or what we like the most about each one. Very good.
Yes.
So, Brittany, tell us about your journey. You're a UNM graduate.
Yes, I am.
You said in the previous episode you've been 100% here.
My whole life.
In New Mexico.
Born and raised in Albuquerque.
Home is here.
Yes.
Home is where you make it, and that happens to be Albuquerque, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So how did you go from Brittany Flowers, college graduate? Actually, yeah, well, wherever you want to start your story, but we want to hear your story of kind of like how you got to where you are now, what it took.
Okay.
And some fun detours on the side, you know, whatever.
Totally. So, okay, I'm going to go way back.
Let's go way back.
And then we're going to skip. Okay, so when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, this is very way back.
Yeah, this was my first experience. I can't remember. I think it was KOAT, which is not my station right now, but this is the past.
This is the story, right?
This is the story. They used to do the Hello New Mexico, where they went to different like groups of people, and they had one person say who they were representing, and then everybody said Hello New Mexico. So I, formerly Brittany Brown,
right?
That's my maiden name. And so I was in kindergarten, and I said, "Hi, my name is Brittany Brown, and we're in Miss Griffin's kindergarten class, and we want to say," and then all the class goes, "Hello New Mexico."
Wait, do you still have a clip of this somewhere?
Yes.
Oh, on a VHS?
I absolutely do. It's on a VHS.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, it was really good.
Is that on your YouTube page?
It's not. I need to put it. I'll upload it.
Yeah, that'd be
somehow.
cool.
I don't know how you put
We can
VHS.
transcode from VHS to that.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do that.
Technology.
Yeah, welcome to 2016.
Thank you.
Chloe, the producer cat, can get that done in like no time.
Chloe, you're so talented.
Yeah, she's the producer cat.
So, you know, that was my very short TV life here in Albuquerque.
But you started young. That was kindergarten.
Yeah, and little did I know I would be here. So then I go to UNM. I start off...
Were you in broadcast or advertising?
No,
or?
So I started off going into business, and then I realized how difficult calculus was going to be for me.
Oh, business calc?
And so I was like, not going to be in business anymore. And then I met a guy who is now my husband, and he was taking communications classes, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of fun.
I can communicate, right? I speak English.
I can talk to you. So then
I'm very versed in the English language.
Yeah. So then I started taking classes with that, and that was super interesting to me. And so then I started doing what is called strategic communication, which is PR and advertising.
Oh, okay.
And so still not broadcast journalism, nothing. So this thing came out called The Face of Fox, which is...
I remember The Face of Fox. Well,
Yeah.
actually, obviously, because we said it in the very first 5 seconds here.
Yeah. And so it's a competition where basically you are the face of Fox, of the local Fox affiliate, which is Channel 2.
Wait, do they do this nationally?
It's a national thing, yeah. So not every station has it, but a bunch of stations
I thought it was just
have
possibly
the
as
Face
a
of Fox.
local promo deal where...
Well, I mean, it just kind of depends on the station on if they want to do it or not. So
Sure.
I was one of them. And so I just applied to that, and you submit a video.
Yeah, what did you do for your video? Because I always wonder. I always want to like go on Survivor or like go on like Family Feud or something like that.
For
But
my
what do you
first
put in the video?
Well, as we have said multiple times, born and raised right here.
Yeah.
So my video, I was like, well, I'm just going to show them that I'm from here and I can connect with people.
Did you
so
have
I
like a
talked
flag?
So it was based on, I should have.
A little like...
It was based on voting. So I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to the locals. I was like, listen, if you vote for me, I'm going to bring back the beach water park. And I start obviously saying things that only people who are from Albuquerque
I was gonna say.
would understand.
Yeah.
And so I guess that kind of helped. And then it went off voting, and I have people who are very nice to me, and they voted for me. And then they narrowed it down.
Well, I think you put it on Facebook, and I think everybody in that community who knew you basically hit, check, vote.
Which is super
Brittany.
nice. Thank you, everybody. I have a job because of you. And so,
that was the interview. It was you guys voting.
Yeah. And so they narrow it down to the top 5 or whatever, and then you do like practice runs in front of the camera.
Oh, I bet that was scary.
Oh, I was awful. Like, I was seriously horrible.
Like, why did we pick this girl?
It was so weird because, I had only talked to people.
Right.
And now I feel more comfortable talking to a camera.
Well, this is probably the smallest camera you've talked to. You usually big HD cameras.
Yeah, normally it's very large and has a prompter in front of it. But
say this.
Yeah, exactly. And so they narrowed it down, and then I wasn't sure that I was going to get something, and they announced it, and I was just like shocked. And at that moment, I was like, "Oh, I don't even know if I can do this."
Now that you have it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, how do I handle all this?
Yeah, because obviously I'd never done anything like this before, and so my first fear was, can I even do this?
You did it in kindergarten.
I did it, yeah.
So one time before.
Yeah. So I had
this is second time.
experience being on the news.
And you killed it the first experience.
It was rough. And so that was literally my first thought. and they said, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I'm a little bit sweaty." And so, I mean, I was just being honest.
Right.
So I was scared at that point. And so then you just kind of have to go on, and luckily the people at the station were super helpful, and they would, you know, tell me like, "Hey, just be calm, just be yourself."
Right.
Like, that's why we picked you, is because you revealed who you were.
And it was really cool seeing you like on TV, because I didn't, you know, at the time, you know, all this stuff and you vote and all that kind of stuff, and then I don't go on Facebook at the time enough to say, "Oh yeah, Brittany won," but I'd be like, "Oh, that's my friend on TV." I was with like my family, like, "There's Brittany."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she got it." And it's really cool to see like you on TV and see, you know, because we went to college together. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I know this person, right, on a personal level. It's not just like Billy Bob or something like that. Yeah. So you can connect. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's Brittany.
Yeah, and I mean...
Do you get that all the time, too?
I do. I mean, especially at the beginning, people would say, and I still get it every once in a while, people say, "Oh, hey, I saw you." You know what I get all the time is, "I've seen you in Ron Bell, your Ron Bell commercial."
Are you?
Yes. So I'm with Ron Bell, and we're telling everybody to wait to text.
Oh.
Don't text and drive, basically.
I don't know if I can remember that.
Well, this one's running right now. I'm pregnant in this promo. So if you ever see it,
So this was at minimum 9 months ago.
Yeah. So it wasn't that long ago.
When you filmed it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and even we went to eat at Village Inn this morning, and my waitress, me and my family.
Oh, okay.
And my waitress said, "Oh, I watch you every morning." And so I'll get it every once in a while.
Crazy.
Like,
Is that weird?
Really nice.
Is that weird? Probably maybe the first few times?
Not any. Yeah, first few times. And I even, like, I'm sure I acted really awkward at first.
You're like,
I'm like, "Oh, well, did I look good on the TV?" Because I was so unsure of myself at the very beginning. Right. So when people were like, "I saw you on TV,"
you're like, "Is that a good thing?"
How did it go? You know, like,
give me some
was
feedback.
It okay? And so now when people say it, I'm just like, "Thank you. Like, thank you for watching."
Yeah.
You know, we put a lot of work into it, and to say that you watch every day is like super nice.
Well, it's cool that you put it on YouTube that we can watch later too, and it's really cool you're doing talking with local people, doing local things, which is what, you know, we're kind of doing here. But there's so many stories that go untold, like I was telling you a few minutes ago, and it's cool that you guys are telling them on a larger scale.
Chloe, don't eat that.
That's a napkin, Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe, napkins aren't yummy. Do it. She's like, "I'm gonna follow it." So I mean, but the other thing is, on the other side, I got super lucky to get to win through a contest. Yeah. But there are a lot of people who try their whole lives to get to where I'm at, and so.
Yeah, you have that.
On one side, within my company, you know, they obviously will kind of, it's like my children. I will always see them as my children even when they're grown up. Right. Like, I'm kind of their baby, and I was probably not very good at my job, and not that they don't see me as that, but they see me as somebody who is like their baby. And so there's that, and then on the other hand, the people who have worked so hard
and
who
still aren't
actually
there.
Went into broadcast or started at a 150 size market, and they're just trying to make their way. And then there's this girl who won a contest, and so I like really have to prove myself. It's like the ultimate fake it till you make it. Is what I'm going through. But
you're making it now.
I don't know.
Whether you're
really
faking it or not, it's hard to tell when you see yourself on TV. Well, when I see you on TV.
There's not one day that goes by where I don't make a mistake. Like, I read the prompter, and luckily with our show, it's who we are. I'm not a news anchor.
Right. Yeah.
And so if I mess up, I just laugh at myself and then keep talking.
Well, that's who you are. I mean, you got to keep moving forward and keep.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to Joel Osteen. Yeah. And he does some live broadcasts, and he always makes mistakes, and he's been doing this for like 20, 30 years. I mean, these guys all make.
Some days are worse than others.
Yeah, everybody's thinking about stuff. You're trying to get your message out right properly. So these things happen, but hey, you're doing it, which is, you know, 95% of it is just showing up.
Yeah, it's rough. But you have to do so much preparation. You know, writing. There's a ton of writing that you have to do, you know, so that it goes into the prompter and it sounds like your voice and it's still.
Oh, you actually write your script?
I write.
You write what you're going to say?
Yeah, I write.
Is that weird?
90% of my stuff. Yeah, no, it's not weird.
Because you're like future Britney.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what it is. And so, sometimes I'll be in kind of sometimes I write things the day before.
Yeah, do you ever write something when you're in a sassy mood, and then
yes,
in the day you read it, and you're like,
say.
I'm ultra not sassed?
Yes.
I'm unsassed.
And I don't know,
like,
I always want to be kind of like funny, because my position's a little bit different. Every day I share like a trending video.
Oh, cool.
And I usually...
What's today's?
Well, not every day. Monday through Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, what would today's be, maybe?
Oh, gosh. Don't put me on the spot.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't been online this morning.
Oh, okay. We'll link one up later, though.
We will. Or
in the
you can
description.
go check out my webcast at Kasa.com.
Or that.
Yeah.
Also linked.
And so, like, yesterday's was...
Oh, okay. What was yesterday's?
I don't know if you saw... There is this video of... It's a comedian. His name's Scott Sterling. But Studio C is the YouTube, and I saw it being shared all over the place, and basically it's a fake volleyball game where this guy keeps getting hit in the face, but it like is working, and he ends up winning the game for them, and it's just ridiculous and hilarious. But I saw it everywhere, so I decided I would share it.
Studio C? Studio
C, yeah, Studio Space C, and it's kind of weird. I'm all about, I want to share all the positive things.
Yeah.
Because you watch the news a lot, and I'm a very, since I've had children, I can get emotional over things. Like, sometimes when I'm watching...
And that all changed since you had kids?
Yes, absolutely. Like, before I had kids, I had no feelings, and now that I have kids, I have feelings.
Interesting.
It's amazing. And so...
Well, welcome, right?
When I watch the news, sometimes I get, emotional, and I'm like, I can't watch this. I need to change it. And so it's weird, because where I sit in our studio at the station, I'm sitting at what we call our web desk at our tech center, and... all around me, everybody is working, because it's a working newsroom, and they are literally planning.
Is it 24/7? Everybody doing stuff?
There's people there constantly, and so what they're doing is they're planning the news. So something crazy could be going on, and there could be literally people, yelling about like a shooting or somebody robbing something, and I'm sitting here like, hey, here's a trending video, and
there's people yelling, they're killing everybody.
Yeah, like literally, and so I don't know. It's like a visual of what I'm kind of trying to do. I'm like trying to bring this positive thing when all of these negative things are just flowing all around.
That's really cool.
It's weird, and it can be hard sometimes.
But that's a good analogy of life, because we're all doing that. There's a lot of negative things happening in life right now as we speak, and trying to throw a positive spin on yourself mentally, right, is going to get you through all this with a smile. Yeah. We may not want to be in this situation, but if we can smile or fake it through, that we're happy.
Yeah. I mean, if you can laugh about something, you can make it through.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do. I try and share positive, funny things.
In a world that may not be so
funny and positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
I know there's bad things going on, but there's also good things.
Now, do you post this to Twitter? How can we find these that you post daily?
Yeah. So.
Or what's your social space?
Okay. Me personally, which I don't. Sometimes I upload my videos, sometimes I don't. But there's so many. On Twitter, it's Britt M. Flowers. On Instagram, Britt M. Flowers. And then Facebook, if you look up Brittany Flowers TV.
Oh, okay.
And there I'll post, like, if I mess
up. So I could follow you there?
Totally.
And then that's Facebook. Where I could learn? Okay.
And so, like, on my Facebook is where I post, like, if we mess up. Like, there was one time where they
These are bloopers?
told me, yes. And
is it
so
funny?
there was one, I think it was funny.
Okay.
I thought it was funny. I don't know if other people did. But so Chad, who is the host, we typically go to boxes, which is him in one screen, me in another screen. So I'm sitting at the tech center. He's sitting at the...
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking like the Brady Bunch boxes.
Kind of. It's kind of what it looks like, just two of them.
Okay.
And so they said, hey, we're not going to go to boxes. And so I go, okay. And I like look down at my script for a second, and my mic pack falls. And so I like go down to pick it up, and I look up, and we're in boxes. And I like do this, and I don't know, like, it was weird, and I thought it was so funny that I posted it on Facebook.
So they're like, we're not in boxes, now we're in boxes? And...
Yeah, and things like that happen, and some people can get like, oh, how did this happen? But for us on our show, we're like, for me, I'm like, this is funny. Like, when the craziest days are fun, because you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? I have to be prepared for everything.
Right.
Like, sometimes, there's a chance that prompter just goes away, and you just have to, like, make things up. Well, not make it up, but, like, from your knowledge.
Yeah, because you wrote it, but you're like, what did I write?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's fun. It's a really, really good experience. And so Albuquerque, Santa Fe is a top 50 market. So it's broken down like LA, New York, one market, Chicago.
Oh, okay. We're a top 50 market.
So we're a top 50 market, which is typically kind of hard to break into.
And you just broke in overnight, so to speak. Not technically, but kind of technically.
Yeah, which is a wonderful thing and a wonderful opportunity. And yet, it's like there are so many people who have been trying for years.
Yeah, but that's not. Happen. You can't put that weight on your shoulders.
I know, but you might get treated differently.
Oh, I can understand that.
Like they're like, well, I mean, you don't know anything.
And that
you're 25.
To some level, that's very true, and to some level, it's not true. You know, because everybody's life's different, so you already have everybody's own experiences. But yeah, it's not your fault that you won this contest. You tried and you got it.
Yeah. So it's working out for me.
Yeah, it's working pretty well.
And then there was a slim chance that they were going to keep me on as the host, and I.
Yeah, why did they cut the program? The Face of Fox. Because Mike was before you. He's a good friend.
Michael Newman, that's a good guy right there.
Michael Newman's totally stand-up dude.
Yeah, he's wonderful. Yeah, he was before me.
And was there another friend in our whole big social circle that was trying out? Because I remember maybe someone else.
There's a possibility. There were a lot of people that posted videos and stuff.
For some reason, I thought maybe.
Probably.
I don't remember. This was what, a year ago?
It was
2 years ago.
3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
That you got
in October, yeah.
Yeah, because Newman was coming out of it in.
Same, I was the one that replaced him, so he got out October 2013.
Ah, okay.
And I came in October 2013, and I'm not sure why they got rid of it.
Okay.
But I think probably because they decided to keep me, and then they were like, well, what's the?
Yeah, we don't need another Face of Fox. We have the Face of Fox, right?
Yeah, so that was interesting too, because then you're like, I'm really scrutinized. Like, well, why'd you keep this girl?
Right.
You know, which is nerve-wracking. And I'm getting to the point where I'm comfortable.
So you said you're bringing back the beach. Let's talk about that. Is it coming back?
Boy.
You said it.
Empty promises.
Okay. We'll move on.
I tried. Well, actually, you know what's funny is that you make another video, right?
Yeah.
And so in my second video,
okay.
I said, if you vote me through this one, I'll bring back the beach water park. In my second video, I go into my backyard where we have the tiniest, this is when my kid was 2. So you have the tiniest little slide, and I have a hose, and I'm spraying it on the slide, and I say, close enough. And so I fulfilled my promise.
Okay, you didn't tell me that. That's hilarious.
That was the second video. So it was there. That was our new beach water park in my backyard.
I like it.
With a slide for a 2-year-old.
One slide for a 2-year-old admission, Monday through Friday.
Yes, exactly. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's a good gig. I like it, and it's fun.
What do you like most about the journey of all this? Because here you go from basically communications degree to being thrown into basically the public sphere, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
and
totally.
At the beginning you said you kind of were ambivalent.
Scared. Yeah, I was scared that it was like my first thought was, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do, like, what if I'm not good at this?
Yeah, what if I'm on TV now?
Yeah,
you know,
like it was a 1-year gig, and so I was like, okay, well, I have 1 year, I guess, so if I'm bad at it, they'll be done with me in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was scary, and the journey has been awesome. Being a host has been wonderful, because the fun of it is getting to meet all these people, and when you meet somebody, it's cool because everybody has their thing,
right?
You know, and so if you can find that thing, which normally people come on our show and they're talking about that thing.
Oh, okay.
But their eyes will light up and they're so interested in what they're talking about, and you know, everybody has their own story, and everybody has something that they're just so interested in and passionate about, and I get to be the person that they're talking about that with, and I get to help them share it with the viewers, and that's fun to me. That's really fun.
I really enjoy that too. We were talking in a break from the burrito review about Q and her amazing cupcakes. Q's cupcakes and cakes.
Uh-huh.
I may say that wrong. Q, don't hold me to that.
She's been on our show.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
We have a mutual connection there.
Yeah.
And when you talk with Q, you'll see by the time you see this, you've already seen that. Or now you watch them out of order, whatever. But totally passionate, totally 100% committed.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I want to start a cake thing, or I want to buy cakes from Q now. You know, because you hear all the backstory.
Exactly.
And you hear how she started with like in the military, just baking stuff, and people are like, dude, you should do this, and her blog blew up and all this kind of stuff. And
yeah, and I mean I go through that Monday through Friday for.
That's pretty inspiring.
At least 5 different segments. It's like every single person is super passionate about what they're talking about.
And these are all Albuquerque people?
Yeah, they're all
local.
Yeah, I mean, the only time we'll have somebody that's like, well, local New Mexico.
Right.
So the only time we'll have somebody that's out, like one time, do you know who David Keckner is? He is in Anchorman. He plays Champ Kind.
Oh, yeah.
He's also in The Office.
Yes.
He was on our show.
Oh, that's cool. Was he interesting?
He was amazing. He was so nice and he was hilarious, and that was, it was cool to get to meet him. And so he's obviously not from New Mexico,
sure.
But he was here because he had a
movie deal,
a show, he had stand-up comedy.
Oh, okay.
At one of the places here. So we like to keep it local.
Yeah, you go through events like you said on the calendar.
Yeah.
Who have you got to meet that you've liked the most?
Like super famous?
Well, not everybody's super famous that you're like, oh, this person's really cool or inspiring or.
That's so rough.
Well, how many episodes are you on now?
Oh boy, well, Monday through Friday for the past 2.5 years.
So there's 52 weeks times 5 times 2. I can't do the number off the head.
Me neither.
Well, it's
remember I dropped business because of calculus. I'm not good at math.
It's 104 times 5. So over 600 shows or over 500.
I've been on
Is
so
that wild
many shows
to think about?
Yeah, now that you're saying it, there's been.
I mean, well, you didn't know the number of.
No, but now that you're.
Like 500 shows and basically there's 500 hours of Britney, that were filmed, doing all this stuff, talking with people. It's kind of wild.
It's cool to look back.
Do you ever go back and look at like episode 2? Like, okay.
My very first interview was with Chad and Max the Magician, who has a shop in Nob Hill.
Oh, that's the magician guy, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still there.
I think
it's
so
right
too.
behind Lily Barack. Super nice guy, but that was my first interview, and it was awful. I go back and I watch that, and I cringe, and I hate it.
What was wrong about it?
I just sat there, and so, okay, let's say I was Chad, you were me, Max was sitting there, and they were literally talking, and I was just like, because I was so scared, and I didn't know what to do. And so it was really bad. And now I just feel super, super comfortable, and my whole goal is to make whoever I'm interviewing comfortable, because their question is always like, okay, where do I look?
Right.
And I'm like, well, at me. And if you're comfortable enough, you can treat the camera as if it's a third nosy person.
Right.
But if you're not comfortable with that, we're right here. Like, I mean, I'm literally just having
conversations
with these people.
You probably have a camera coming in here, some
so
sort of other alternate angles. I haven't seen the show, but
totally. And I mean, you can come check it out if you want.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But it's such an interesting thing to see everybody's story, and that's something that you're going through too. I mean, lucky you had Burnaby on your show. I tried to get Burnaby on our show to bring his hot dog joint in.
He wouldn't do it?
Well, he was really busy.
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
I mean, he might be less busy now. That was a while ago.
Well, I mean, finding people to talk to is sometimes really difficult, sometimes very easy, but the whole gig there. But there's just so many people. And that's the goal of this show, the real Albuquerque, showing the real Albuquerque, not that Breaking Bad stuff, which is very cool. Yeah. Not, the implant side, which is very cool. Whatever movies being filmed here, the hot craze, which is still probably Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But the people that make all this and the people that are doing it is really cool to see everybody's story. Yeah. And it's really interesting to hear your story and your struggle through this, Just because you won the contest doesn't mean it's easy. You got to earn it now. The hard way. I kind of have
to prove, like, hey, it was good that you chose me.
Yeah. And you have to do this every day.
Yeah, which is wonderful. It is a wonderful thing because when I was just the face of Fox, I would do promos every few weeks.
Oh, that's what it was?
So, and so now it's like I might mess up in what we call the A block, which is the first block before the commercial, but I'm going to have an entire 45 minutes left to just
kill it.
Do better. Yeah. And if I have a bad day, whatever, I have another day tomorrow. Yeah. So it's wonderful. But what you do is wonderful. I've told you. I mean, you told me about your podcast, and I went back and I was like, I'm listening to as much as I can, which is part of. I mean, what I do is I research people the second I book an interview, I'm like, okay, I gotta go to their website. I need to know everything about them.
Right.
And then, so that's kind of what I did. I mean, I didn't creep on your Facebook or anything,
Sure.
but I listened to as many of your podcasts as I could.
Well, thank you.
Getting all inspired.
Yeah, thank you.
But also disagreeing. And that's what I loved.
That's the perfect. That's what you want. I'm just one guy putting out opinion from my angle.
Yeah.
And what I always do with those motivational messages, and this that's a different subset of our YouTube channel. That's just
and they're great. You should listen to them, seriously.
Those are just experiences that are attacking me on my daily basis and trying to move myself forward. Mm-hmm. Which, there's no glorious day of where you're gonna move yourself forward and it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
It may appear easy, but then it's really hard what you're doing.
And that's the thing about like advice. And what I've learned is you should either take advice from the person that you're asking, or
you should learn
at least respect what their advice is, because advice is from people's experience,
right?
And like that
Good
they
point.
had to dig into their memory, and it might have been a bad memory, might have been a great memory, but they have gone out of their way to find this memory for you to share with you. So I don't know, advice is, and I ask advice from people who are in the business all the time.
Yeah. I like advice. Advice is good because you hear a different point of view than what you're actually currently entrenched
from
in.
outside, yeah.
You're like in the trenches and you can't see. You're just trying to move down that trench. Mm-hmm. You're taking grenades and things going that, really. Yeah. That's what owning a business is. That's what
you're like,
trying to move forward is. And then to get advice from the satellite saying, hey, go this way. You're like, oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll try it.
So I was nervous. I was nervous to come talk to you because I usually do the interviewing.
Yeah, this is the interviewee now.
And so that was weird. And then also it's like your show is so much about like what people had to push through to get to where they're going. And I'm like, things have been so smooth for me. Like, why does somebody want to listen to this when it's been like super smooth? Because
there's a lot of different things, and when our shows we talk about, most of the people that we talk about are talking about struggle and lack and trying to fight through this struggle to get to abundance and everything like that, but you have a different angle, and your angle is going to resonate with somebody who may have got that angle or the same break in life that you got, and they're struggling with what you're going through of having to prove themselves every day.
I guess it kind of reminds me of Burnaby's.
Yeah, having to do it 100% all the time, having bad days, recovering from bad days. So this video doesn't resonate with 100% of the population. Yeah. Because your experience is not 100% of the population. My experience, Burnaby's, it's all different. Mm-hmm. But if they can take away from something of like, hey, she got this great opportunity, but she's still grinding it out every day. She's still making mistakes. She's trying to get better. She's referencing video 1 with Mac, the magician guy, Max the magician, and trying to make yourself better, right? Yeah. So that's a takeaway right there.
Totally.
But another takeaway is, if you put yourself out there in a video in a strange space, things can happen, right, in a positive way. Mm-hmm. Whether they, happen magically like yours, or where the struggle is a little bit stronger, or whatever. Yeah, it can still happen. I'm
experiencing way more of the struggle now than I have. I've just gotten so lucky, I guess. Over the past, I've just gotten. When I applied to jobs, it was all right, you're hired. And then I won a contest, and so. For me, it's like I am now going through things where I'm being told no, and it's a totally different experience for me.
Really? Well, I would say that you're not lucky about it, it's you're blessed.
Totally.
Because luck would insinuate that you didn't try to make a video, you didn't try to make a second video, you didn't try to get people to vote for you, you didn't try to work for it. Luck would just be like you just woke up and you went to the gas station and got the lottery. That's luck to some extent, but you're blessed. You actually put the time into it. In the video, not many people are going to do that.
And there's still so much that I need to learn. Like, it's not stopping.
Oh, well, this is you're in year 2, Chloe. You knock it over. You're in year 2 of an endless journey. You don't know. You could be doing this for another 70 years. You could be like, what's that, Barbara Stewart? No, not Barbara Stewart. Who's the one that died just recently? She was in the hospital. She was very old. She was a comedian. Oh, okay.
Patty Duke?
No.
She died very recently.
No, I'm not sure. But, I mean...
You'll know people.
You could be like the Larry King, the female Larry King.
Yeah.
If that's a good image, I don't want to picture that, but
it would be really good.
But you aren't going this.
Yeah,
you're in year 2 of like an 80-year journey.
And I have, especially over the past few months, have thought, maybe I'm not good enough for this. Maybe this isn't where I'm supposed to go.
Well, how do you get past that? Because we all have that.
I'm not past it. Because I literally experience it all the time. And so, I mean, this is not what I have my degree in.
Right.
I was like, well, I could always go do PR or advertising.
Yeah, you're in foreign territory. You're in foreign waters here.
Yeah, but I really want to do this. And so I guess I'll just, stick with it and keep trying. It's just such a strange business to be in because it's, a lot of people want to do this and a lot of people are working for it and there's very few jobs and it's so much based on what people's opinions of you. Like, are you pretty enough? Are you funny enough? Are you likable? This height? Are you, what will our viewers think of you?
Yeah, do you resonate with the demographic of the market, etc.?
Yeah.
Or the people watching at 9 and 10?
It's hard because, and I'm still learning how to not take it personally. Like, I am my own little business.
Right.
And so
everybody's their own
Absolutely.
brand.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean to also be for your jobs to be kind of based off of other people's opinions can be really difficult, but I'm still trying to kind of work past that.
Every day you get a performance review, right, from the public. You get 50,000 performance reviews.
People will get mad, yeah. People will call you out. So luckily, I mean, trust me, we're the first ones to know if we're messing up.
Yeah.
Like the other, I'm not going to go into it. But I said a word that doesn't even exist, and I listened to it and I cringed and I was like, that's not a word. What are you talking about?
Well, we made up a word earlier. Oh, that was with Lydia. We made up words, and you can maybe explain it away just with your personality. Like, that's not even a word, but we're having fun.
I was surprised that nobody wrote and said, like, that's not a word. Because I would have said, don't worry, I know.
Yeah, we're not challenging this with our Scrabble dictionary, right?
Yeah.
That's not a word, dude.
Yeah.
Well, cut it.
It's hard. It's fun, and I love it, and I want to make it through, and there's still so much I have to learn when it comes to this.
What kind of advice would you give to others not necessarily seeking the path that you took, because your path is, a little bit more magical to get?
Yeah.
Right? More, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a different way to get to where you're going.
So somebody who would want to be TV, who is TV bound? Because for that, or really, I mean...
Well, there's a lot of things going on here, right? You're a woman in TV. You were handed this opportunity where people would probably judge, right? You're not in the industry. So there's 4 or 5 different things that you could talk about and experience-wise of advice. But what's the biggest takeaway of what you're doing and what you're trying to grow and how you're doing it?
Oh, boy. That's tough. I mean, if I could throw advice out there... What they're looking for now, kind of in the industry, I think, and like I said, I'm kind of new to this, but I have kind of an inside, is they want people who know multiple things. Like Chad shoots and edits his own videos.
Ah, okay.
And that's something that I want to learn how to do.
What are you using?
No, I don't know how to do it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have edited a video through iMovie.
Oh, nice.
So
that's the start, though.
Totally.
Then the next step is go to Final Cut Pro X.
Yes.
Right?
And then I can learn how to do the fancy things. But Chad is incredibly talented with that. And so,
Where does mentor
learning
off
multiple
of Chad?
things. Oh, and Chad would definitely be down. So right now I'm working on iMovie.
Nice.
And then, so I can put 2 videos together.
Pound it.
Thank you. With the transition and even music over it.
Well, see, iMovie is where you have to start, I've been editing videos since I was like 18, 16, 17, that age. We were in race car videos, doing like street racing and stuff like that at a very young age. And we started with Adobe Premiere and then moved on. So you just have to start somewhere, learn the heck out of it.
Yeah.
And then you find out, okay, iMovie's not going to let you do this, right? And you're like, okay, well, Final Cut X can do this.
Yeah, and there's so much you can learn off YouTube videos.
Yeah, then you got to learn Final Cut X and you're like, okay, I need to do this. Now I need Adobe, Adobe After Effects to make this graphic and this, and now you're using multiple things. It's just But you have to start somewhere. So it's as long as you're moving forward.
So, I mean, for people who might look for a job in this industry, knowing multiple things will really help. For me, and you know, my husband and I, it's like we're having midlife crisis.
And you're only 25? You're having a quarter life.
Quarter life crisis.
And that's okay,
but,
right?
Okay, but if you, I mean, we're 25, 2 kids.
Okay.
Both have jobs. Cat hair in my mouth.
No pets.
No pets.
Yet.
I like animals though.
Yet.
Someday maybe. I'm gonna steal Chloe before I leave.
She's looking over here.
And our whole thing
Field
was.
trip.
Oh, she's so cute. And our whole thing is, why are we doing this? Like, what is our goal, and how do you know when you have reached this whole success thing? Because my husband is now. He's in an advertising agency, which is a lot of people, that's what they work for, that's the goal.
Right.
And that was his goal. And now he's
now
there.
You're like, and now what,
and
right?
Exactly. And he's like, well, where do I go from here? What is the ultimate goal?
Yeah,
and
what is the ultimate goal? Can you share that with us people?
I don't know.
Oh, so the jury is still out.
Yeah. And
internally.
Absolutely, and which is kind of exciting and kind of terrifying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, is a goal
really
like to be like Larry King? Is the goal to just like dominate Fox? You're right. What's the goal?
And then it goes into kind of a way more personal thing of my real goal is to do something that I am proud of and that my family is proud of me doing, and to leave this world better than I found it. And like, that's what I guess I would consider being successful. So it's not even, I mean, I love being a TV host. That I really love it. But
you can leverage that cadence into whatever your 501c3 operation you want to run, like the Flowers organization.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then bring flowers to people. I don't know.
It's like sometimes I'm like, all right, I want to go and just help with some sort of charity. Mm-hmm. Like some days I'm like, all right, I just want to go do that. And I want to help people. So it's weird because my goal, and I'm not driven by money.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, everybody's driven by something. And yours is leaving this country or this world better than you found it.
I hope. I mean, that's so large. And more than
anything, but we went to the moon, so why can't you do it?
Yeah, that's like for my.
So what gives you? Why can't you make something happen? You know.
I feel like maybe I could, but really, it's like for my kids.
You can, yeah.
Like I want the world to be better for
them. Or subsequent generations.
Yeah.
Right. It'll be like great grandma Brittany Flowers. Or great grandma Flowers. Yeah. Well, I don't know what your name would be. Great grandma I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't decided either.
But
not for a long time.
Yeah.
It's strange, and we had this conversation like, but why do we have these goals? What really drives us, and what's the ultimate goal?
It makes you wonder. Yeah.
I don't know if you're a religious person.
Yeah.
But I kind of have realized, part of my goal needs to have, and I don't know if you want to get into this.
We can get into whatever we want.
Well, part of it is,
We have about 10 minutes to get into what we're talking about.
Okay, well then we won't go too far, but part of, for me personally is, and I've realized, and this is a very recent realization, is that I want to make sure that I do for God and not necessarily for me.
Yeah, they call that ego versus self, spirit versus ego, right? You're doing it for him or her or whatever versus yourself.
Yeah.
Being selfless, yeah.
So, that's kind of has changed things too.
Well,
and I mean, I was on maternity leave for a while, and so that gives you a whole different perspective of things. Like, okay, well, there's so much to life than just your job.
Than to a 9 to 5 that you typically don't like.
Sometimes,
and have to be there in some cases.
Yeah.
Right?
Like sometimes, I mean, everybody has their good days and their bad days. For me, it's like, I might have a rough day at work where I couldn't read the prompter and maybe the computer wasn't working and it's frustrating, and then I realize, oh my gosh, like my life at work might have been rough today, but outside of work,
it's still beautiful. There's still clouds
wonderful.
out.
Like I have my two kids, my husband.
Yeah, your little boy brought a drawing home from school and he's all happy.
We literally have a drawing that he just did recently on our fridge, and I almost cried because it was so wonderful.
But once you get out of the realm of work, you're like, oh my gosh.
Kids have changed me a lot.
Interesting.
A lot.
Well, you said emotionally wise.
Emotionally, I mean, that's
thinking
kind
of
of
the world differently.
Totally. I mean, so I play soccer. I've played soccer for over 20 years.
Right.
And I see the difference in myself from, before I'm still very competitive, but I was ridiculously competitive, and it was so important. It would ruin my day if we lost or if I played bad. And now it's like, having kids, I'm like, oh, there is way more to life than this soccer game.
Than this single moment of time of
and I'm
winning
sure
or
that
losing,
I'll even realize, in a few years, oh, there's way more to life than this. But I feel like kids have my kids have a lot to do with
it's really interesting. Like, if you had an hourglass left of how much life you had, how would you use it? And that's what you're basically referencing is how do we use all this time that we have? And you don't know how long we're going to all be here for. No one can say. But if you had an hourglass and it said you saw the sand moving, are you using your time effectively? Are you changing the world for a bigger vision or something that's bigger than yourself? Yeah. Which I think you can do with this television thing. Yeah, I would hope. You're a local celebrity on some level, and you can leverage that against, your good organization, like your 501c3 or whatever you want to do, or whatever cause you want to advocate, right? Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm hoping that I can, do both, because I do love the TV thing, but I also want to make sure that I'm doing something good. Yeah. That I will be proud of. And my family will be proud of. Well, in essence, you're already doing that now to some degree, right? Because everybody's proud of you. Because it's not easy doing that, and you're sharing other people's vision and passion to other people. That's fun. That is so maybe fun. You do something like that. I don't know. I'm just talking here. But. Yeah, maybe I'm going to join you with a podcast. Yeah, what is future Brittany going to do? I don't know. Maybe by the time we watch this back, I'll be future Brittany and I'll have this amazing grand plan like so many business people have. Okay, well, this is where I want to end, and I'm going to these are the steps that I need to take to get there. And for me, I'm like, well, I don't know. And that's kind of exciting. Yeah. All right, well, I don't know. But before you get moving. I'll get there. And my husband's very reserved. Like, he is a thinker. He has to think through everything that happens. You're just like I'm like the person that's impulsive. Let's do it. We'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, that's how I roll. That's how you, When are you born? November. Ah, okay. Is it a sign thing? Could be. I don't know. I don't know what November sign is. It's Scorpio. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I don't know what that means. March, signs. Aries are very much like that too. My husband is in March. Oh, okay. But he's a total thinker. Oh. Like he's an overthinker, and I don't think about anything. I just do it. I'm just like, well, we'll figure things out when we're there. But I'm just jumping in, and we'll. Hey, there's so much to that because. By the time, I'm not going to say anything bad about the people who overthink or think, but by the time they've thought and came up with a plan, I'm already like 2 miles away. Yeah. Conquering and dividing. Better. We're kind of equaling each other out, which is a wonderful thing with that's what you marriage. Need in a pair. Yeah. Exactly. You're the attacking and you're attacking, he's thinking and crunching the numbers. All right, well, let's make sure we can do this. Well, Brittany's like, well, you got committed. Yeah. So we're doing it. He's perfect. We're the perfect pair. That's funny. But that is somebody who really works hard, is my husband. He is one of those people that he is up till 1 a.m. Yeah. Practicing what he does, trying to better himself, trying to figure things out. Yeah, there's not too many people in the world who are doing that. But that's what it's going to take to move yourself forward because everybody else is fighting to beat you. Mm-hmm. And if you can either just be kind of, I know exactly what you're saying. I don't know how to put that in words now, though. He does a very good job. He knows. He's trying to move yourself forward. Yeah. And it's going to take doing it every day. He truly is working on bettering himself. So, I mean, that's something that I can, look up to. And I guess in my way of trying to bettering myself is watching these videos that make me cringe and saying, okay, I talk too fast. I need to slow down. I wonder things like that. A lot of like self-reflection is beating ourselves up for things that we think we're doing not so good. Oh yeah, and we're our worst critics. Yeah, exactly. Sure. And some of that, obviously you do it to better yourself, but to some degree you're like, wait, was I really though? But you know, I mean,
yeah,
there's
and
almost
I
that,
read
like,
an article
there's
today
that mental duality.
That if you can watch yourself or look at a picture of yourself months in the future, you won't think that you look so bad as you do. Like you might be like, oh, I look horrible today, I look tired today. But if you look at a picture of yourself that same day, months down the road, you're a little bit more forgiving of yourself, and you actually see yourself as other people see you.
Interesting.
And so I'll send you the article. It was really interesting. Yeah. I connected with it because I'll watch a video, and not my first interview, but let's say I watched something that I did a month ago that I thought, oh, that was the worst thing I've ever done. And I might think, okay, that wasn't as bad. And I see myself in kind of a different light.
Yeah.
So I think you're more hard on yourself while you're in the moment.
Yeah, we do. I'm like a professional photographer and do video editing. Not so much this, but in other, you know, clandestine adventures and stuff like that. And you're like, I didn't get the right angle. The sun's here. There's a shadow here. And meanwhile, people are like, oh, that's a great picture. We want to get it like blown up. And I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
So you when you know what you're doing and you know yourself, you're always striving to get the best.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but no one's perfect.
Yeah.
And maybe you're gonna have an almost perfect run, but you know it's hard. And as long as you're trying and you actually care, it's gonna come through no matter what you're doing, right?
Yeah. But always, you should always love yourself also.
Yeah, that's a duality.
Yeah, it's finding the balance between making sure you love yourself and definitely wanting to be better.
Yeah.
Which is a hard balance.
I mean, there's days where you're on a shoot and like, I totally missed that money perfect shot.
Yeah.
But I got 20 other ones that are like 80%, but I missed the 95% shot. And you're like, and you kind of beat yourself up and you're like, okay, whatever. You know, we tried, we were out there. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So.
Don't be too hard. But also be hard enough.
Right? Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm very much the not everyone deserves a trophy type of person.
I agree with you there,
But there are obviously people who are like, well, everybody should get something. And so, I don't know, that jumps into a whole different thing. Like
it's another whole category.
Look at Chloe.
Well, we're coming basically down to the end. It's been an hour and a half we've been talking with Brittany.
That's so long.
Well, an hour now, and then we had the 25-minute burrito thing, so.
That was fun.
I don't even remember what we talked about in the first half, but we talked about a bunch of stuff, your story. Is there anything that you want to tell the viewers or listeners to wrap it up?
I don't know. It's hard. That's really putting me on the spot.
I know. We've been putting you on the spot for the last hour and a half, so.
Yeah, but now it's like, okay, well, what are your final...
Yeah, what are your final thoughts?
Final words. My final words are...
It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just, I don't know. I see you have something.
No, I don't. Well, okay. People. Okay. Everybody has a story and everybody has their passion, and give people a chance because, you know, you might not connect with somebody on a very shallow level, but give people a chance because they all come from something and they are all passionate about something. So be careful with people.
I like that. You killed it.
That was really difficult, and I hope it made sense.
It made sense to me.
All right.
You did great.
You did great, too.
Thank you.
Great together.
Chloe did great.
Chloe did the best.
She's currently sunbathing. She's all catnapped out. She had a little bit munched on a little bit of burrito, and she's catnapping.
Mm-hmm.
She's like...
Drank all my water.
She's all content.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. This has been the last 45 minutes. If you're still listening or watching, Brittany Flowers.
Kasa Style.
Kasa Style. Currently on Kasa Style. Face of Fox. Real-time celebrity. Biggest celebrity we've had on the show.
What?
On the show, yeah.
But Lydia has more followers on Instagram.
That is also true.
So she might win this one.
We just don't know.
Yeah. But I had a waitress from Village Inn say she sees me in the morning.
So you got that. I don't know. You guys can battle this off because you're best friends.
I know,
you can battle that together. I don't know where I'm going with this. But 9 to 5, Channel 2.
9 to 10.
9 to 5.
There we go. You definitely watch Channel 2 9 to 5. But the good stuff happens, 9 to 10.
Brittany Flowers, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I'll link up the YouTube pages where you can find her. We'll have all that. The video of the guy with the volleyball thing, we'll link that up. We talked about that. I'll have to watch that here when we're done.
You're gonna love it. Yes.
Is it like a 20-minute deal? Because I'm committed.
It's not 20 minutes. It's not. Yeah, totally. It's not 20 minutes. But when I showed my husband, I didn't tell him anything about it. I just said, "Oh my gosh, have you seen this video?" And he was like, "This is crazy. I can't believe they're leaving him out there." So.
So just come in with that mindset.
Yes, come in with the "it's a real video" mindset. Yes, and it'll be even funnier. So.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week with Anastasia T. Sorgalis. I can't say her name, but we're gonna cook, and yeah, we're gonna. I wish I knew what we're cooking. I know, but I forgot. She's gonna cook, or we're gonna cook together some fun dish and try it and see what happens. But that'll be next week. Yeah.
Cooking is one of my favorite things.
Once again, how can we follow you, Brittany?
Okay, at Britt BRITTM Flowers. That's Twitter, Instagram, and then Brittany Flowers TV.
On Facebook.
That's what it is. On Facebook.
No Snapchat or anything like that?
I have a Snapchat, but
yeah, not into it.
I basically have swapped faces with my children, and that's what I've done lately.
Okay, perfect.
So, yes.
So there's that.
Yeah.
My name's Chris Martin. Of course, Chloe's catnapping, so she's out.
Chloe, the producer cat.
Yeah, Chloe, the producer cat's catnapping. But she's going to edit this all up, and she's going to put this on YouTube for you guys, so we'll see you next week, right?
Yes. See you next week.